Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. Alright, so this is about a response someone had to my video. I came out probably about 5 days before this one. It says, it's okay to feel your anger. That's the video. So here's what Zippy says. He says, I never liked my anger, and in the past it always came out in moments of reactive abuse. I heard anger is your body trying to protect itself. Lately it swells up in moments when I recall things that my family, relatives, or coworkers said or did to me. Unfortunately, when I was a child, I got conditioned, brainwashed in other words, not to stand up for myself, as we all did, and just ignore people. But like a volcano, I'd erupt. I'd break something as a release because I never wanted to take it out on someone. Now, this is essentially how all of us that are empaths that were trained. By who? By the narcissist. Why? So the narcissist could abuse us to death and get away with it without any consequences at all. So my channel is coming along saying, no, start giving them consequences, start standing up for yourself, start pushing them back, and don't let them get away with it, okay? So here's the deal. This is really about the healing process that we go through. So he says, I never liked my anger in the past. It always comes up trying to protect myself. Now, here's what I responded, okay? Because what he's going through is a very, very healthy thing, all right? So here's what I wrote. Yes, that's exactly how it works. Your unconscious mind is purposely bringing up past memories at very specific times to show you how horrible it was what they did to you, because now you're reintegrating this and your unconscious mind is now rewiring, going through all these memories where you were taught to feel guilty, shame, you were the bad one, this is why you were punished, when you're like, wait a minute, but I didn't do anything. See, you were basically conditioned to just believe and feel that you were just bad because you existed. Therefore, anything they did to you, well, you're getting punished because you existed and your existence is bad. That's literally how you got conditioned. So what's happening right now, your brain, it's your emotional system is rewiring you. Now let me go ahead and finish what I wrote. So it says, and then you get angry at it because, okay, let me reverse. So your unconscious mind is purposely bringing up past memories at very specific times to show you how horrible it was and what they did to you. And then you get angry at it because now you very much realize what they did was wrong. And yes, it's very, very upsetting. Why? Because it is rewiring your entire memory system to correctly respond to others when they abuse you, disrespect you, and hurt you. Now your emotions are getting angry at them for hurting you and doing you absolutely wrong. This is a very healthy and appropriate response to being abused and hurt and unfairly attacked. You were and are supposed to take this anger out on anyone who hurts you and attacks you. Instead, you took the blame, turned the anger inwards, which is very unhealthy. This is what causes depression. We all did it. I did it too for decades. This is a conditioning process that is training you to defend and protect yourself at all costs. This is normal. This is very healthy. I wrote great comments. So here's the deal. For those of you who are going through, see, most of us I think on this channel are pretty deep into this process. I'm definitely on the out process because I'm happy, I'm bouncy, I'm interacting with people. I'm actually happier now than I think I've ever been in my entire life. I'm joking around a lot, etc., etc. So here's the deal. For those of you that are still in these dark phases where a lot of anger's coming up and you're just, or you're really hurt and sad, here's what's happening. This is a very good healing process. You are rewiring everything and connecting appropriate responses versus, like you said, I would just react, okay? There's a difference between reacting because someone pushed your button versus responding. What I'm trying to say is this. If you are in that dark space where life sucks and you can't trust anybody and on, you are developing boundaries. The reason why you can't trust anybody is because for the first time in your life, you're putting up the Great Wall of China. You have freaking boundaries all around you and you're letting no one in. Believe it or not, this is a good thing. You're finally developing healthy, strong boundaries. Now you're like, well, I feel so lonely. Well, this is part of the process. The first beginning part is you have to put up the Great Wall of China. And you're like, no, I'm not letting anyone in because I don't know who to trust and who not to trust. Now you might be thinking, how is this healthy, Mike? Because number one, you're learning how to have boundaries. You never understood what. I remember for decades I would hear. I had heard this in therapy before. I heard this at like weekend seminars and read it in books, and I heard it from high school teachers. But I remember the first time I actually got pissed off. It was a college counselor. So well, Mike, you just gotta have boundaries. And I'm like, and I got pissed off because you kept hearing this, but nobody told you what the hell it was and how to do it. And I was like, well, what the hell is that? I don't understand. And she goes, well, you just, you imagine you got like a 1-inch little wall around your bottom, around your feet that goes all the way around you. And I looked at that and I was like, I could step right over that. But it did kind of give me an idea what a boundary was. So now, just like China, you literally have a 20-foot, or I don't know, actually I don't know how tall it is, probably taller than that, but a 20-foot freaking brick wall that's like 9 feet thick, and you're not letting anyone in. Now here's the reason why. You are going through a healing process. Well, what does that mean? Just like Zippy said here, his memories are coming up from childhood and he's getting angry at them. That's a good thing. That's what I told you in the video a while back about getting angry. It's like, allow yourself to feel the anger. This is a good thing because you are correctly and properly expressing anger in the right way, whereas before you were taught by the narcissist who was abusing you to not get them. Don't get mad at the narcissist. No, turn that anger around and abuse yourself. Be angry at yourself. Which, what does that do? It's unhealthy. It causes depression. Anger turned inwards is depression. Alright, so what they go on to say is, I'm going to reread it. It says, I heard anger is your body trying to protect itself. Yes. And that's what I noticed a while back, was like I was really angry, but it didn't feel bad. It felt really powerful. And I was like, what the heck? And I even posted on some of these videos, like, I feel really powerful now. It's like, yeah, because you're finally standing up for yourself. You're finally protecting yourself. It feels really good. So allow yourself to feel the anger. This is a healthy, good thing. Oh, by the way, if you are at that stage where you're feeling the anger and you're like, you don't care and you're pissed off, you are actually further down the road, okay? So this is a really good sign. You're getting closer and closer to the happy spot where life becomes a really fun place, okay? So keep going with it. You're going to be fine. Don't hurt anyone. Don't attack anyone. Nothing like that. Just feel that anger. It actually will feel and should feel very powerful. All right, so here's the deal. What is happening is we are healing. Okay, one thing you learn in therapy, especially NLP, hypnosis, and energy healing, is we have split off parts. Okay, in different professions they call them different. Energy healing, you call it charges. NLP, we call it parts, and psychology calls it whatever. So we have split off parts. What you need to do is integrate them. It's like 2 drops of water, and they have completely opposing beliefs and energies. But the thing is, at one point in time, they were actually one whole complete drop, a bigger drop. Not 2 drops in one, but 1 drop. What happened is that 1 drop got divided and split off, and this has been going on and on and on. So your core energy becomes weak, and people can push you around and on and on. So when you learn how to heal, when you go through the healing process and begin to integrate these processes, now NLP, we have a technique. It's literally called parts integration. In energy healing, we heal the parts and they begin to integrate, okay? The charges begin to integrate. So your energy comes together as one. So instead of like 1,000 drops, splattered all over the table, you put all those drops back into the glass of water, and now you have one whole glass of water. Now you're strong. Now you're united. So this is the healing process that I take people through. Now here's the deal. Empaths don't want to deal with their dark side. Our whole life is about, no, I gotta be nice, gotta be nice. No, you have a dark side. Now, just like this honey badger, he has sharp claws, he has sharp teeth, he's got very thick skin, he's got thick fur, he's got all these advantages. So when a tiger bites him, instead of biting into him, the fur is also loose, by the way, of skin, and it moves so it doesn't actually go into him. It will hurt his fur and skin, but that's about it. And he can bite, and he can claw, and he can scratch, and he can defend himself. This is your dark side. This is a good, healthy, normal human thing. We're supposed to defend ourselves when we get attacked. So let me go back to what Zippy says here. He says, I never liked my anger, and in the past it always came out in moments of reactive abuse. And then he says, unfortunately, when I was a child, I got conditioned not to stand up for myself and just ignore people, etc., etc. So here's the deal. I was the same way. I remember in therapy, I would just tell my therapist, I keep having these dreams where, like at the time I was national champion in kickboxing. Before, I was already a state champion in boxing, wrestling, football, all this stuff. I was just a tough dude. And I would always have these dreams where a feminine woman would just kick my ass, and like I couldn't even move my hands or feet, like I couldn't fight. It's because I was conditioned not to stand up for myself. That's why I got into this personal development business. So here's the deal. When people tell you to integrate your darkness, a lot of people, like I know I did for years, like, no, I can't do that. That's because it sounds like they're saying, oh, you need to be evil. No, that's not what they're saying. Look, if your dark side does not heal, it's going to continue to do bad things. It's going to continue to hurt people, etc., etc. Okay, so integrating means healing it. Okay, so you don't do bad things. And it integrates the powers from the other side. So now you're a very powerful being. And okay, let me tell you something I've noticed, not only with my own life, but with other people that I've watched and worked with. People who are weak, people who don't have a skill set to make money, to achieve success, to achieve their goals, people that are powerless, those are the people that steal. Those are the people that damage people. Those are the people that hurt people, like a narcissist. The problem was, Narcissist taught us that, oh, you don't want to integrate the dark side, you don't want to heal, you don't want to do these, okay, here's another thing. I know a lot of you have this. A lot of you believe that being powerful is a bad thing, don't you? Being a badass, a powerful badass, because I did for the longest time. Now, here's the thing I used to tell my therapists or different, people is like, inside the ring, the arena, the football field, kickboxing, inside the ring, inside the boxing match, etc., I could kick ass. I could destroy people. But outside of that, well, because here's the deal. Inside the ring, there's very clearly defined rules and blah, 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 blah. And everyone's there. There's doctors, judges, there's, police there, security, etc., etc. And there's even a referee in the ring, and there's judges ringside. So in that circumstance, it was made very clear, like, you're okay. It's totally okay for you to fight your best. So within that arena, I did really good. But outside the arena, I'm telling you, I have literally been stabbed 3 different times, and I didn't do a damn thing. In fact, okay, I'll give you the first time. It was at a high school dance, and I was actually with my girlfriend. This guy came up and slashed my leg, and all I remember is, like, my leg was wet. I thought somebody spilled water on me or a drink or something, and I kept rubbing, and it kind of stung, and I didn't understand why it stung. And what ended up happening was, I think it was my girlfriend said, "Man, you're bleeding." I'm like, "What do you mean I'm bleeding?" And I looked down at my hand. I was like, "Holy shit." And so I was like, "What happened?" And someone comes up to me and goes, "So-and-so stabbed you." I'm like, "Who's that?" Well, he went to the high school, crosstown high school. I never heard of the dude. So someone came up to me at school the next morning and said, "Hey, so-and-so did this to you." And I'm like, "Why?" I go, "Who is this person?" Like, and now here's the thing. I never met him, never bumped into him. He never bumped into me, nothing. We had no beef. And they said, "Well, he just doesn't like you because you're good in sports," which is a very typical narcissist thing, by the way. And so here's what happened. I ended up bumping into him. I think it was at the next high school dance, and he got really scared. And I said, "Hey, man, it's okay." And I literally went over there, and I gave him a hug. And I remember the look of confusion, and it wasn't fear. It was like, what? Like, he was so confused. And I was like, "Hey, it's totally cool, bro. Don't worry about it, man. I got your back. If anyone fucks with you, let me know. I'll take care of it." So here's the deal. That was not an appropriate way to deal with someone who stabs you. At the very minimum, going to the police, having the guy arrested, and on, that's the appropriate response. At the time, I think he had ran by, because it wasn't like he stuck around. He just did it and ran. But let's say he stuck around. Well, you know what I would have done? I would have tried to give him a hug, and he would have stabbed me in the gut and probably killed me. That's like, I had such an inappropriate way of dealing with people that were being aggressive to me. Because the way I was raised, I was brainwashed and conditioned. Don't you dare stand up for yourself. Don't you dare. You just take the beating. That's the way it was my whole life since I was a little child. And I bet a lot of you guys went through that in one way or another. Here's another phrase. Who do you think you are? That was so brainwashed and conditioned into us, we felt like nothing, that we had no rights, that we had no worth. Here's the deal. You don't allow other people to tell you or give you worth or not worth. You take your worth. You are worthy of money, of wealth, of success, of happiness. Stop listening to all that those demonic narcissists that literally are within the Christian church system that are telling you, oh, money's the root of all evil. First of all, go look it up. It doesn't say that. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. Now, that means you're putting love above God, above happiness, above your health, above family, above friends. That's a narcissistic trait. Okay, and you're not doing that. Like, I bet most of you would do anything for your family and friends. In fact, I bet a lot of you did almost anything and everything for these very same people that were abusing you. So trust me, you don't have a problem with that. So here's the deal. Here's what I found with myself and other people. People that are powerful, people that have a skill set, people that can defend themselves, protect themselves, stand up for themselves verbally and physically. Those are very good people. These are people that do good in the world. These people that can earn a living, make money, create a life that they want, create a life that they desire, they don't go around stealing. They don't go around hurting people. No, that's the weak people. That's the people that are powerless. So the side of you that you consider the dark side was really just the side that the narcissist told you not to listen to and shut that down. And, because it was your self-defense. It was your self-protection, not only physically, but mentally and emotionally. They were basically saying, no, that's all bad traits. No, those are good traits. Emotional protection, love for self. And this is what they'll tell you. Oh God, I know you've heard this. What, do you love yourself or something? No, man, I hate myself just like you. Say that to someone. Next time someone's like, what, do you love yourself or something? Say, no, man, I was taught to hate myself just like you hate yourself. And I'm like, oh, shit, that sounds stupid. Yep, does sound stupid, dumbass. All right, here's another one I figured out many years ago. He's like, you're not one of those positive thinking people, are you? And I'm like, no, not at all. I'm negative just like you. And it's like and here's the deal. They usually say it out in public because they're trying to embarrass you. And when you say that back to them, you're like, oh shit, I just sound like a jackass. Like, yeah, you did sound like a jackass, and you just walk away. So ultimately what you should say is, no, I'm negative just like you, dumbass. God bless you guys. I love you guys to death. I don't know if you figured that out, but I really do. I think you guys are awesome. I want you to know you're awesome. Get out there and kick ass, achieve your goals, and make things happen. Remember, click subscribe, click the like button, and go ahead and make a comment. And if you want, go ahead and make a donation. It's right there in the box right below in the description box. Or you can buy a dating relationship book on my website. Go to MikeColeen.com. Bye.